let's talk about this. I'm gonna pull this up now too. The Mets have told teams they are unlikely to trade Pete Alonso.
That's kind of depressing.
It is. We
That's
talked
kind
about
of
we talked
depressing.
about Pete a lot. We talked about Pete, where we kind of wanted to end up. My beloved Red Sox don't seem like they're gonna get him.
Yeah. Well, and it's just like there's so many teams that I would rather see him with. I feel like his time in at the Mets, like he's been there for a couple of years now, and they haven't done anything at all. So it's just like I would love to see him. I love Pete Alonso. I hate that he's on the Mets just because that's a rival of the Braves. So I want to see him go elsewhere, not only for that reason, but he's such a dominant player. And it's kind of like what we were talking about with Vladdy yesterday. Like in my opinion, right now, the Mets just seem like a burning organization. Like they don't have a lot. They have a lot of money tied up to a lot of players, and it's just they still can't even win anything. So I wish he would go somewhere else. I get the idea of keeping him. He's a promising player, explosive bat. I get it. I just want to see him go elsewhere.
Look, I
Selfish.
mean, they were a burning organization until Grimace blessed that franchise. Like the first comment, I could have told them that why. Okay, that's gonna give me a stroke reading that. I could have told them that why they trade him. They just won like 30 out of the last 40 games. I get what he's saying. He did a terrible job saying it. Um, but yeah, they've been a little bit hotter since then. And they just swept the Yankees, or at least 3 games. Up
Yeah.
next, past the Yankees, the Mets, the Dodgers, another just super team with unlimited money apparently. Dodgers are in on Randy Arozarena. I like Randy Arozarena. I'm not gonna lie to you. I think he is a good player, having a more of a down season this year, in compared to the past few years. But I think the potential is there. I think everybody goes through a little bit of a slump. I think he's still good, and I think the Dodgers would be smart to get him. I think any team that is needing a player of his caliber right about this time, heading into the playoffs or heading into the second half of the season, would be smart to get him, especially given the upside that you've seen and know the potential is thereof. Maybe you can get him a little cheaper than if you would have tried to get him last year, etc.
I was saying, I know this contract's fairly cheap too, because I think he's on arbitration. So I think the Rays are in for less than 10 million on him right now. So like money wise, he's really cheap. He's going to cost a lot of money. Like you're saying, he
Right.
is having a down season. That's going to happen. But July, actually, he's kind of started to heat up a little bit. I know, especially over like the last 3 or 4 games, he's had 5 hits. So 2 multi-game hits. So he is starting to heat up a little bit. He has a 209 batting average on the season. Not great. But again, you're going to add him to a team. And if he can essentially come in, be that's anywhere from 6 to 8 hole hitter, that's really all that you need. That's what he's going to be for this Dodgers team. He's not going to come in and be one of these top 4, top 5 guys. Like they're going to slide him in and he's going to do fantastic.
Random Randy Arozarena story, real quick. Went to a Red Sox Rays playoff game in St. Pete, Rays home stadium, and went there with my in-laws. They are Rays fans. I'm a Red Sox fan, so that's always fun. And Randy Arozarena steals home during that game, and actually was safe. A few months later, maybe it was a year later or so, maybe a year or so later, I'm opening up a baseball pack of cards, and I get a card that is specifically Randy Arozarena stealing home plate against the Red Sox.
And you were there.
Yeah, and I'm like, that's kind of sick. Maybe I'll give it to her dad, my wife's dad. So
Yeah.
just kind
Yeah.
of a
No,
funny
that's awesome.
random
That's awesome.
story. So I've kind of hated him a little bit since, but he is great. He is great.
Yeah. No, he's going to be a solid addition to whatever team he goes to. So it does make sense that the Dodgers are in for that. I don't know how much he's going to cost for any team, but I do expect, again, with him being on arbitration, that that's just going to that's a lot of leverage for the Rays to pull in more, because it's like we're giving you a player that's only going to hit $8 million on your books, you know? So because of that, it's like we need more assets if we're giving you a guy on a discounted price.
See,
So
Rays look like they might be selling, so that's it's tough. I mean, they don't have much money over there anyways, so they do a lot with little usually, which is impressive to be honest. But
yeah. That's
uh,
another
yep,
guy that they're looking to get rid of too is their starting pitcher Eflin, who's on the books for a lot, which he's going to go to probably a contender as
right.
well. Because I mean, he's a solid pitcher, but Eflin's not going to be the solution to the Rays' woes right now. So gotta offload that contract.
I missed this. What's going on with Mike Trout?
So he is trying to he just went to his first rehab game. They kind of having him go to start at the AAA, made it through 2 innings, left the game with I believe left knee soreness. So made it through 2 innings of work. And I know that the Angels, like I've seen some stuff, are the Angels looking at potentially trading him? Because I think that maybe they're done with this project. He's not a project by all means. I didn't mean to say
No,
that, but
right.
it's just
I get what
like,
you're
yeah,
saying.
it's obviously the Angels are bad. It's time to look at, moving on from certain players. Trout has been, I feel like, non-existent these last couple seasons because of all the injuries that he's had. So does somebody else kind of want to take on this risk with him? So it's unfortunate because Mike Trout was one of the guys that he was the face of MLB for quite a while. And he's just missed out on these last couple seasons of unlucky injuries.
Yeah, that is tough. Yeah, I mean, if he could just stay healthy, it's going to be another one of those situations. What could have been if X person stayed healthy? Type of situation.
Right.
Unfortunately, it sucks, especially to see it in baseball. Like, not like a super contact sport. Not saying it's not hard. Not saying it's not gruesome on your body or anything like that. But like non-contact injuries sucks a little bit to see that happen.